There will always be people who hurt you, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly. It could be with their words, their actions, or even their silence. And when it happens, the easy thing is to cry, complain, or crumble. But here's the truth. You can't control how people treat you, but you can absolutely control how you respond. Hurt doesn't define you, your reaction does. And today, I'm going to give you 5 powerful ways to handle people who hurt you, not with weakness, but with strength, dignity, and unstoppable confidence. When someone hurts you, the first emotion that rises is fire. Anger, shock, betrayal. It feels like your chest is burning, and in that exact moment, your instinct is to react, to scream, to hit back, to defend yourself. But remember this: the fastest reaction is often the weakest. Power doesn't live in quick reactions. It lives in controlled responses. Think about it. How many times have you said something in anger, only to regret it minutes later? The damage is done, the words can't be taken back, and the person who hurt you has managed to drag you down to their level. That's exactly why the first rule is: don't react immediately. Delay the fire, breathe. Hold your ground, because the one who can pause in the storm wins the war. Pausing doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're scared. It means you are wise enough to protect your energy. Imagine if every time someone provoked you, you wasted your time, your peace, and your dignity. That would make them the master of your emotions. By choosing not to react instantly, you're showing them, and yourself, that you're in control. The world loves to trigger you. People test your patience, poke at your insecurities, and sometimes deliberately press the buttons they know will hurt you. Why? Because they want to see if you'll break. And when you pause instead of reacting, you instantly shift the power back into your hands. Suddenly, they're not in control. You are. Think of your emotions like fire. A fire can cook food, bring warmth, and create light. But if you lose control, that same fire can burn your entire house down. Anger is the same. When someone hurts you, the fire sparks. Your job isn't to let it burn uncontrolled. Your job is to contain it, manage it, and use it when it truly serves you. Sometimes silence is your strongest answer. Imagine someone insulting you in front of a group. If you instantly explode, you give them a show. But if you pause, smile, and walk away, you leave them questioning themselves. They expected chaos, but got composure. And let me tell you, nothing confuses or intimidates a person more than your calmness when they try to destroy your peace. By not reacting immediately, you also give yourself time to analyze. Was the hurt intentional? Was it just ignorance? Or was it about their own pain, not yours? When you react too quickly, you don't see the truth. You only see your pain. But when you pause, you allow clarity to step in. And clarity is what separates strong people from impulsive ones. So the next time someone tries to hurt you, remember, you don't owe them your immediate energy. You don't owe them your chaos. Take your time. Let the wave of emotion pass, and only when your mind is calm and your dignity is safe, then decide how, or even if, they deserve a response. That is how you control the fire instead of letting the fire control you. One of the biggest reasons people hurt you again and again is because you allow them the space to do it. Yes, let that sink in. You cannot always stop people from trying to cross the line, but you can absolutely decide where that line is drawn. That line is called a boundary, and if you don't create one, people will keep walking all over your peace as if it's public property. Boundaries are not about being rude, cold, or heartless. Boundaries are about respect. They are the invisible rules you set for how others should treat you. Think of them as the password to your inner world. Not everyone deserves the code, and the moment you start protecting your space, you'll notice something powerful. People who truly value you will respect those boundaries. The ones who don't were never meant to stay. Many of us are scared to set boundaries because we want to be nice. We want everyone to like us, but let me tell you something straight. Being liked by everyone means you're not living for yourself. you're living for others. And when you live like that, you give your energy to people who drain you, disrespect you, and hurt you without consequence. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's survival. Your space, mental, emotional, physical, is sacred. If you don't protect it, you will constantly feel exhausted, undervalued, and taken for granted. Imagine leaving your house door wide open at night. Anyone could walk in, take what they want, and leave you empty. That's exactly what happens when you allow people unlimited access to your life. Boundaries are the locks that keep your peace safe. Here's the truth: people will always test your limits. They will push to see how much you tolerate. And if you keep saying yes when you mean no, if you keep giving chances without change, you are silently telling them it's okay to disrespect you. Boundaries aren't just about protecting yourself. They are about training others on how to treat you. Sometimes setting boundaries means saying no without guilt. Sometimes it means cutting off conversations that drain you. Sometimes it means refusing to engage with people who only show up to criticize but never to support. And sometimes it means walking away completely from those who refuse to respect the space you've built. Boundaries are not punishment, they are filters. They separate the ones who truly value you from the ones who only use you. At first, people will resist your boundaries. They'll call you changed, difficult, or even selfish. But understand this: they're only upset because your boundaries no longer allow them to benefit from your lack of self-respect. And that's exactly why you must stand firm. The right people will adjust. The wrong people will leave. Either way, you win. So protect your space like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your energy, your peace, your dreams, and your future all need a safe environment to grow. Boundaries are not walls that trap you in. They are doors with locks that you control. You choose who enters, how long they stay, and how they treat your space. That is true strength. When someone hurts you, the first instinct is to think, why me? What did I do? But here's the raw truth. Most of the time, it's not about you at all. Their actions, their words, their cruelty, it comes from their own battles, their insecurities, their scars. Hurt people. And if you keep internalizing their pain as your fault, you'll carry wounds that don't even belong to you. Imagine someone throwing mud at you. That mud isn't yours. It came from their hands. The same is true with emotional pain. The insults, the betrayal, the criticism, it's their projection. It's their unhealed trauma being dumped onto you. And the moment you stop taking it personally, you take back your power, because you realize it's their reflection, not your reality. Taking things personally is like drinking poison someone else mixed. You swallow their negativity, and it starts to eat you from the inside. But when you rise above and say, "This is not mine to carry," you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. You see their attack for what it is: evidence of their weakness, not a measure of your worth. Think about it. People who are genuinely happy, confident, and fulfilled don't go around hurting others. They don't waste their energy pulling people down. So when someone tries to hurt you, it's actually a signal that they're drowning in their own emptiness. If you can train yourself to see their pain instead of personalizing their cruelty, you turn an insult into insight. This doesn't mean you excuse their behavior. It doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect. It means you stop letting their wounds define your value. You build a mental shield that says, "Your words may be loud, but they don't touch my core." And this shield isn't arrogance, it's clarity. It's knowing that your identity is stronger than their projection. When you stop taking things personally, you also stop reacting emotionally to every jab and every slight. You don't get dragged into unnecessary wars. You don't give them the satisfaction of seeing you crumble. Instead, you observe, you recognize the pain behind the attack, and you move with grace because you refuse to dance to their chaos. There's a deep strength in understanding this. People can only meet you at the level of their own healing. If they're broken, they'll bleed on you. If they're insecure, they'll try to shrink you. But if you take it personally, you carry their brokenness on your shoulders. That's not your job. Your job is to stand tall and let their storms pass without destroying your sky. So the next time someone tries to cut you down with words or actions, pause and remind yourself, this isn't about me. This is about them. Don't absorb their poison. Don't let their pain stick to your spirit. See it for what it truly is, a reflection of their own battle. And when you master this mindset, you become untouchable, no matter how much they try to hurt you. When someone hurts you, the first impulse is to snap, to lash out, to give them a taste of their own medicine. That's reaction. It's raw, it's emotional, and it almost always leaves you weaker. A reaction is their victory, because they controlled your state. But a response, that's power. A response is deliberate, thoughtful, chosen from strength, not weakness. Reactions come from the heat of the moment. Someone insults you, and immediately you fire back. But responses come from clarity. They are measured. They carry weight. They are not fueled by anger. They are guided by self-respect. And the truth is, people remember responses, not reactions. One controlled response can silence a room in a way 100 angry reactions never will. Think about the difference. When you react, you're giving them control. You're dancing to their tune. But when you respond, you're making them dance to yours. You choose the pace. You choose the direction. You decide how much energy, if any, they deserve. That choice is where real authority lies. Response is not weakness. It's not silence out of fear. It's silence out of mastery. Sometimes the strongest response is no response at all. Walking away, not because you can't fight, but because the fight isn't worth your energy. That's strength. Other times, the strongest response is a sharp, precise statement that cuts deeper than a scream ever could. Reactions burn bridges, responses build reputation. Every time you respond instead of reacting, you teach people something about who you are. You teach them that you are not a puppet of your emotions. You are a person of principle. You're someone who operates from choice, not impulse, and people respect that. Respect always comes to those who are steady when others lose control. Life will constantly test you with provocations. At work, in relationships, with strangers, even with people you love. They'll push your buttons, intentionally or unintentionally, but the power is not in them pushing. It's in whether you let the button control you. Choosing your response is saying, I own my emotions. You don't get to decide how I feel or how I act. When you master the art of response, you stop being predictable. People can't manipulate you anymore. They can't control you with anger, guilt, or shame. They learn that you are a fortress, calm on the outside, strong on the inside, unshaken by their attempts to provoke you. And in that calmness, you win without even fighting. So the next time someone tries to hurt you, pause. Take a breath. Don't give them the instant reaction they're fishing for. Ask yourself, what's the response that aligns with my strength, my dignity, my identity? Then deliver it, or deliver silence. Either way, you win. Because you chose your power over their chaos. Forgiveness is not about excusing the wrong. It's not about pretending it didn't happen or letting people get away with their cruelty. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself from the poison of hate. Because when you hold on to anger, it burns you more than it burns them. Forgiving someone is not giving them freedom. It's giving yourself freedom. But here's the truth. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. You don't erase the lesson. You don't blind yourself to the warning signs. You remember what happened. You acknowledge the hurt, and you carry that memory as wisdom. The memory becomes your armor, not your burden. Too many people confuse forgiveness with naivety. They think if you forgive, you must welcome the person back into your life exactly as before. No, Forgiveness doesn't mean reopening the door. It means you've closed the chapter in your heart, but you keep the lesson as a reference. You forgive, but you stay smarter. When you forgive but don't forget, you send a message: I am bigger than the pain, but I am also wiser because of it. People who hurt you don't get to erase their actions. They don't get to rewrite history. You decide how to move forward with clear eyes, not clouded by anger or revenge. There's strength in choosing to forgive. It takes courage to look at someone who wronged you and say, "You no longer control me." But there's equal strength in not forgetting, because that's how you protect yourself from patterns repeating. It's how you ensure you don't fall into the same trap again. Forgiving but not forgetting is also about boundaries. You can release the anger, but you can still say, "You don't get the same access to me anymore." That's not bitterness. That's self-respect. You're not punishing them. You're protecting yourself. That's how growth looks. Think of it like a scar. The wound healed. That's forgiveness. But the scar remains. That's memory. And every time you see that scar, it reminds you, you survived, you learned, you became stronger. The scar doesn't weaken you. It's proof of your resilience. So yes, forgive, because holding grudges is like carrying chains. But don't forget, because forgetting erases the wisdom that chains taught you. Let go of the weight, but keep the lesson sharp, that balance. Compassion with clarity, kindness with caution, is how you turn pain into power. The people around you shape your energy more than you realize. If you're surrounded by negativity, gossip, and weakness, it seeps into you without your permission. But if you surround yourself with strength, with people who push you higher, who believe in discipline, who live with courage, you absorb that energy too. Energy is contagious, so choose your circle wisely. Too often we tolerate toxic people because we don't want to appear rude or cold. But here's the reality. Every weak presence in your circle is costing you growth. Every time you sit with complainers, you adopt their lens of the world. Every time you listen to doubters, you shrink your dreams. Surrounding yourself with strength is about protecting your environment as fiercely as you protect your goals. Strong people don't necessarily mean famous or successful people. Strength can be found in the quiet friend who always shows up, in the mentor who tells you the truth even when it stings, in the colleague who holds themselves accountable when nobody's watching. Surrounding yourself with strength means surrounding yourself with character. When you're with strong people, conversations change. You stop talking about what if it fails, and start talking about how do we make it succeed. You stop wasting hours on gossip and start investing hours in ideas. That shift in dialogue creates a shift in your identity. Slowly you begin to reflect the people you walk with. Strong people don't compete with you. They challenge you. They're not threatened by your growth. They demand it. They will look you in the eye and say, "You're playing small, rise up." And sometimes that honesty hurts, but that kind of hurt grows you. Weak people comfort you into mediocrity. Strong people stretch you into greatness. Surrounding yourself with strength also means cutting ties where you must. It's not cruelty, it's clarity. Not everyone deserves access to you. Some people are lessons, not lifelines. When you let go of the wrong energies, you create space for the right ones to enter. And that space is where transformation begins. Think of yourself like a garden. If you plant roses but surround them with weeds, the roses struggle. But if you plant roses among other strong, healthy plants, they bloom brighter. You are that rose. Surround yourself with people who don't steal your sunlight but amplify it. That's how strength multiplies. The truth is, strength attracts strength. When you walk in power, when you set standards, strong people will gravitate toward you. Your energy calls them in, but you must first demand that standard from yourself. Surround yourself with strength externally, but build it internally too, because the strongest circle starts with you.